This video is extremely important. Please listen carefully and subscribe. You'll be a great injustice if you don't hear me out. One main reason that these shootings are occurring is sexual control, and that includes violating the rights of political dissidents. The plan is to provoke them and to have an excuse to use technology and organize groups of government personnel and contractors to invade their homes and change out their pictures, to confound their arguments in regards to who is ideal and what you should do. A lot of this has to do with gaslighting. Now, if you don't believe me, think about the types of people that we have in society. There are occultists, countless metalheads and rock and roll people. There are sex cults. There are corporate psychopaths. Their own studies show that 1 in 5 CEOs are psychopaths and the others are narcissists, etc. There are drug cartels and their allies in America. There are gang members and thugs and strippers and thieves and rapists. There's all kinds of sickos, and the most sick of all is the governing class. These crest-wearing, arrogant people. Part of Aleister Crowley's network was these rich, governing class people who want people to believe they're superior. They have paintings and statues. And I'm a victim of organized sabotage and harassment. Recently, someone was lynched in Mississippi. And they were arguing that there was lynchings occurring there before this event occurred. This Rashim person. The reason why this is happening is because there are fucking sick fucks everywhere. That's why there's so many mass shootings every year. Are they shooting them because they believe that what they're doing is going to bring in a moral world? No. Do they believe it's a morally precise action? No. Is it kind of a brute force sort of Setian from Egypt set action? The kind of god of evil action? Yes, because like the Temple of Set, the Church of Satan, the Temple of Satan, the Satanic Temple, they elevate these ideas, whether those groups are involved or not, these evil ideas. There isn't a single marriage other than my parents that I can point to as a valid marriage. Not a single one. How could that be? Why are there over 600,000 homeless? Because the governing class is extremely sick and evil and petty. The reason why those people were killed was to send people who believe in occult cut-ups, cutting up a word, a message. And also to send me the message after they made it clear to me over time that that's how their codes work. There's police codes, there's gang codes. Look up chaos magic, shadow psychology and occult cut-ups. It's part of their psychological system. Psychological warfare, psychological operations units in the military and contractors, military-grade psychology, and occult cut-ups. Also, what they want to do is change the way my voice sounds. Right? They switch out my phone, perhaps. They did various things. Certainly, they switch out components. And they change the hardware so that I sound differently, and they fume and poison me every single day. And even when there's black people being lynched in America, the Justice Department, the FBI, they won't do a proper investigation because they know they're the ones that are doing it, and they'll lose their job, and they're scared to stand for what's right. People who notice this in law enforcement, they don't exactly rally to me and say, let's go to City Hall, let's go to the police station. They don't do that because they're not brave. And that's part of this too, part of the psyop. You see these people who tackle these mass shooting lunatics, they are often some kind of bootlicking coward that they pretend is ideal because they're trying to reinforce stupidity. Now, some of you say, well, you see through it. Repetition is key here. And trying to confuse people about who's at fault, even if it can't be done. Everyone knows the governing class, first and foremost, is the reason why this is happening. But they confuse you. With the left-right paradigm, they confuse you. Putting people that look like you on the screen, they confuse you. It's a certain tactic they use. Propaganda isn't designed for you to believe the propaganda immediately. It is designed for you to be fooled into behaving the way they want you to behave. And that's why this is being done. Now, know for sure that whatever they're trying to do It can be done without killing children. It can be done without mass shootings. They are scientific racist, sexually sadistic Luciferians. They get a kick, a sexual kick. Their brain wiring. I'm the son of a brain surgeon, though he didn't help me with my videos. But I'm interested in brain function to some degree. And I can tell you, neuroplasticity, neural pathways, brain activity, it makes it clear that their cognition is a part of this. Their brain function. Their brain is wired through generational epigenetic repetition to get a kick out of people suffering. Because they're from a long line of rapists who had dungeons where they tied men, women, and children up and raped them and tortured them. And they got a kick out of it. This is their culture. That is the central core of secret societies. And when you look at the evidence in society, it's so pervasive. 1 in 4 little girls are sexually molested before the age of 18. On Tinder, who gets a date, who doesn't? When a nerd is defined as a foolish and contemptible and a worthless person and a boring person, how could women who grew up hearing things like it's shallow to just choose money end up dating them anyway? Some gold-digging fucking whore dating some nerd with money. How could this be? Why are there still thousands of members of the Ku Klux Klan to this day? Hundreds of hate groups, because there's sickos everywhere. Because people accept the Luciferian doctrine, which is the core of every culture that they don't persecute. And part of these shootings is if someone like me says things like this, they go into their home, they move in people around their home. A lot of my neighbors moved out and other people moved in. And they fume them and poison them and harass them. There's a reason why the word harass has the word ass in it. Harass. The reason why the word slaughter is laughter scrambled. Occult cut-ups, which are derived from the scribes who made the words in the first place. Linguistics, etymology, phonetics, the lexicon, gospel, gospel in Revelation, the prostitute sitting on the water, and the water is said to symbolize the peoples, the nations, the multitudes, the languages, the Tower of Babel, the languages, babbling on. Versus making potent and just and logical points. I assure you that every nation in the world, especially America, with its extreme psychological operations, is a rape by deception culture nation only. They only allow rape by deception cultures. Every nation in the world. If you don't believe me, why are the American Idols a bunch of beta idiots? Where is the solid, not white supremacy right that has failed you time and time again? Not left-wing trash, not libertarian fools? All of them sellouts? Politicians? Just another suit? Where are your solid leaders? Not a single one. It's only me. They are ulterior motive cowards. And like it says in Revelation, outside the gates of masculinity, the gates of God, the gates of righteousness, the gates for women, for being a true woman, are the fucking cowards who refuse in a life that is short to stand for what is right and to be willing to die for what is right. And that's not a grown-up. Those people, no one else should have kids. That is a little sniveling worm that never grew up. A coward. A geeking ass punk, a brute, fucking need the upper hand, coward type of punk who only stands for what is wrong. It's an idiot. The difference between being brave and stupid is what you're trying to do. If you're trying to stand for what is fucking wrong, you're stupid. If you're doing what I am right now, then you're brave. Thank you.